Hey guys, Mike and Dave here.
Woohoo!
2averagejews.com.
Oh yeah.
And you won't believe what we're talking about today.
You won't believe it.
What?
SNC
Lavalin are back in the news again today.
again and again
And again.
and again.
And why is that, Dave, today?
So Jody Wilson-Raybould asked Trudeau if he was going to direct her or going to take any part in the decision with SNC Lavalin. Okay, and of course Trudeau said no. Now, you know, I guess he was. Hold on. I guess he was asked if she was asked, it was kind of her responsibility to come forward to him and say, I feel undue pressure.
Right, so he's come out now, just a few minutes ago, and said that he did have a conversation with her. No, he did.
Yeah.
On a certain day in length, at which point he made it clear on multiple occasions to her that it was her decision and he was not directing her.
Yeah.
Even though she asked repeatedly, are you directing me? Because he says that she asked repeatedly if he was directing her, and he said, no, it is strictly your decision.
But he keeps bringing it up.
But if he wasn't trying to, in our opinion, in my opinion, if he wasn't trying to direct her or give hints, how come she would have to ask you many times, are you directing me?
And obviously he's bringing it up many times.
And she's going, are you directing me?
It's just the same as this. If I want something done, Mike, I don't want you to drive the car, okay? Don't drive the car. You know,
are you directing me, Dave?
No. But don't drive the car.
You directing me?
Yeah, exactly. This thing can go on and on. But obviously, there has to be something there because... And the thing is, though, why isn't Trudeau just coming out and saying it? Why isn't he telling us the whole story? Why isn't he releasing her so she can say her part?
Because, again, in my opinion, he was directing her like you just did.
Yeah.
With visual and all that stuff, where she felt uncomfortable enough to have to ask.
What?
Are you directing me?
No, I don't want you to.
That's right. That's what he was doing. So him being the good politician he is, actually answered her directing question as a no, and probably did say no to her to cover his butt when this came up, you know, but was saying no.
Yeah. But, okay, put it this way, though. Did anything happen? We don't know. But the story keeps evolving more and more every day.
A little piece here and here and here. He's got to say more as he's pressured.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, no matter what, you know, unfortunately, we'll never get the true story because the Liberals were playing it up enough where Jody Wilson-Raybould is the scapegoat. If she felt pressured, she should have brought it up to us.
Do you notice that?
Why she didn't do her job by not bringing it up to us?
I honestly think he's right because, you know, they're building it up. It was all on her. It was all on her to say something. It was all on her to do something. It was all on her.
Yeah, she should have brought up she was uncomfortable.
Exactly.
How do you go to your boss and say...
Yeah, the Prime Minister...
Well, actually, she did, because she kept asking him if he was directing her.
But again,
still getting mixed answers.
Yeah, like, and honestly, like, when you're a little kid, you know, but when you're getting told something, like, you're just...
Yeah, and again, according to Trudeau, she repeatedly asked him if he was directing her. So
and
obviously...
he repeatedly said no.
So she was obviously confused on what the story was. And from that conversation enough...
But I think
you're right, though. If I had asked you 7 times, though, the same thing, and we left the conversation, wouldn't you go after that point? Mike's kind of uncomfortable what just happened because he kept asking. So Trudeau should have known that she was uncomfortable in something after that meeting.
And see, who knows? Like, we will never know because you have to remember the powers that may be and the powers that are elected, they can talk about this stuff, and that is something Canadian citizens never know. Like, we are not allowed to know that. They can have these discussions and talk about how crooked this is and how crooked that is, and it's all protected conversations. And we will never be privy to that whatsoever. You, as a Canadian, will never know. And it's not just the Liberals, mind you.
It's all politicians. Yeah. The only way we'll know is if
he releases
they go so hard on her that she has no choice to tell her side of the story.
She can't. Legally, she can't.
But
They have to.
She'll have to hire, but she has to go so far where she'll spend her own money to hire a lawyer to fight this.
She can't. She's bound.
Yeah.
Now, Trudeau could say instantly, okay, I release you, and you can talk about it. But he hasn't done that yet, and it bothers me that it just keeps here's a little bit, here's a little bit, here's a little bit more. Why not just say the whole friggin' thing and get it over with?
But according to Peter MacKay, the old politician, Conservative Party's lawyer now, did mention and say that the more Trudeau talks about the story, and he was pretty specific on details today, that could open the book up to release the lawyer-client privilege right from there.
Well, yeah,
on those topics. So she technically could come out now today and give her her side of the.
I don't know if she can
No, on that one topic he's talked about on the directing.
That's right, because once he talks about it, it's brought up.
So she could probably talk about that one scenario in the conversation of her asking directing and how he responded back. Yeah. She probably could. You know, based on the fact.
And I also think she's smart by waiting for somebody to say, yes, you can talk about it.
She's smart because the longer she sits back, the bigger payment she's going to get.
Yeah, she'll be doing. You know what she'll be doing? She'll be going around giving lectures, collecting $150,000 each time.
After she gets bought out from the cabinet and MP.
Well, you figure what happens with everybody that's guilty of something. Everybody that does run, they're all in a lecture scene, going around making big bucks, and I hope she gets it.
No, props to her for playing it right. I wouldn't be speaking out either.
Yeah, but seriously,
the sooner you speak, the less your payout's going to be.
Yeah, but honestly, they're making her, like you said, the scapegoat on the whole thing. So I would wait it out. I would make them sweat. I would make Trudeau, and if I was in the clear, I would make them all sweat.
No, props
if you're trying to do that to her.
If I read that in the media about me and I knew that conversation was on because he's saying, no, I'm not directing, and I have to sit here and listen to it, then, I'd be blabbing everywhere. So props to her.
Yeah. Way to go. I keep my mouth shut and just let them sweat because you know what? Trudeau it seems like he's scared, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It really does seem like he's scared.
They've taken their time to try their best to spin, again, in my opinion, to spin this to make her the scapegoat.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. And they've taken their time. That's why they haven't said anything for days.
Yep.
They've been planning it out how they can take every conversation and spin it just enough to
pin her. And they listen to what people like you and me and all the other media are talking about, too. So they want to make sure that they just give you a little, but they want to still protect themselves. Yeah. Anyway, guys.
What do you guys think? You know, post your comments below.
Do you agree with it? What do you guys think? Do you think she's the biggest scapegoat or what?
You know, and make sure you check out our website, TheIrishDudes.com. Polls, surveys. We just put a new form up there. Yeah. So put some questions on there and start talking about that.
Yeah.
And let's expose all this.
Yeah, let's get out in the open. Let's have a good, as Canadians, we need to start talking about this stuff up front. And you know what? Making our elected representatives accountable.
Because as you know, the MP for Toronto spoke up. He's been back in his riding for a whole week now.
But how many people talked to him about it?
Nobody has brought this up to him. He said constituents aren't worried at all. Hasn't come up in any conversation.
What has he hid in his basement and not answered his phone?
So let's get talking, guys. Let's start promoting it, and let's fix this mess.
Take care, guys.
Have a good one, guys.